All right, well, thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I know some people came a long way, and we've all come a long way to be here tonight. So thank you so much. I see some old friends, and Kurt, Gary, Leah, and I know I'm seeing some new friends as well. We're not friends yet. I hope we'll be friends soon. And, you know, it is a historic night tonight because, well, for many reasons. But it is the bicentennial, because 200 years ago on this day, in 1812, the great Victorian poet Robert Browning was born. So we're celebrating that tonight. And in honor of Robert Browning, I wrote this long, rambling poem that goes nowhere. And I call it Goodbye Gothic Rose, and so I'm going to read from that tonight. And I'm not going to do much of a setup because in a way the setup is in the poem, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But some of you know my dad, and he and I, we went on for 2 years in a row, in 2008 and then 2009, we had a conference in Orlando, Florida for about a week, and then we took a vacation together, just me and my dad, and South Beach, they call it, or South Miami Beach, so you know what I'm talking about. And so so the second year that we did this, in year 2009, I wrote this poem in a couple weeks there when I was in the hotel room at South Beach. And so I'm going to kind of pick up in the middle, and I think we can just go from there. So last year, it was the joy of discovery, but now here we are already, South Beach 2. The sequel. Will there be the joy of rediscovery? And so what is it about sequels, since we live in the age of the sequel, that is so appealing? Okay, so you've got this certain set of elements you found appealing the first time, or you wouldn't be back for more. But you've got to rearrange them enough to make the sequel at least as appealing as the first movie, if not more appealing. And that also means you've got to throw in something major that's new, a new nemesis, a sexy new locale, etc. You've got to develop the characters, take it to the next level, go deeper, or people will be disappointed, and they may or may not come back for the next sequel. So last year, when I discovered South Beach, I wrote my first symphony. Well, that might be kind of highfalutin, okay. Let's say I wrote about an hour's worth of instrumental music in which I tried to capture the sights and sounds of my first South Beach experience. Now that may be a while before that's ready for public consumption. And then I also painted an oil painting when I got home of something that happened the last night I was in South Beach, which pretty much summed up the whole experience for me. An old wino, I know that's an archaic expression, but that's what he was sitting on a bench on the boardwalk, using his half-full beer bottle as a microphone, singing an old Cole Porter love song, serenading a couple hot young society babes dolled up in silk and diamonds as they faded into the mist. My heart really went out to that old wino. So what else do I remember about South Beach that I can put into words more over the Art Deco and neon lights along Ocean Drive that I love? What about the pizza girl undoing her ponytail and letting her hair down? The wind blew her skirt up, and like a gentleman, I looked away, and I was rewarded for my gallantry with a beautiful hair back down, skirt back down smile. See what a good husband. I mean, Judy's in Sonoma County. I'm in South Miami Beach, a continent away. I mean, it was a force of nature. It was an act. The guy blew the skirt up and, I'm going to look away. Right? If that's not love, I don't know what it is, right? But then there was Natasha. But now, honestly, what I felt for Natasha, despite the fact that she had something of a sylvan air about her, was frankly fellow feeling. Natasha was the hostess at an alfresco restaurant on Lincoln Road where we ate lunch. And her boss jumped all over her shit for just standing there and looking good. I mean, I thought that's what hostesses are supposed to do. And I mean, I don't know if it's a Russian thing or what, but I'm hard-pressed to think of any other culture where the boss could chew you out like that and get away with it in public. So on this basis, I secretly sympathized with Natasha. And then it was a couple days later, I'm walking along a cold, windy, deserted beach. And I see Natasha. And this guy, she's with this guy who looks like a total goon. I mean, he looks like an entire goon squad rolled into one. And they're sitting together on the beach. They're in their work clothes, obviously on a break. I mean, why is it always Beauty and the Beast? I mean, I've tried so hard, and yet it seems impossible to elude this motif. And Natasha, of course she wouldn't have remembered me. And I really wanted to be friendly and assertive and to affirm Natasha as a person and smile out and just shout, "Hey, Natasha!" and keep walking, you know, just like Mr. Natural. But what else could I say? What could I do? I mean, I admit the goon scared me, okay, I admit it. And not only for my sake, I mean, but for Natasha's. I mean, one look at Gunoeski there, I mean, convinced me he was not mentally advanced enough to believe for one moment that all I could be was Natasha's grateful and sympathetic diner passing through. That's all. I mean, I still feel conflicted about it, but I can't take the chance, couldn't take the chance of Gunoeski mopping the floor with Natasha. Goon, who was that guy? Natasha, I don't know. I never saw him before. Maybe he knows me from the restaurant. I don't know, is it Russian? I'm trying, I don't know. Anyway, I mean, this guy looked, well, and look, I wasn't coming on to the stewardess when she caught me sucking on the squizzle stick, okay? I mean, I think I looked pretty hot. I mean, I would think I looked pretty hot, but all she did was laugh. I mean, what a difference it makes when somebody likes you. But I don't like you. I hate you. That's why I've cut my hair and I'm learning to play the bass so I can sing this little punk rock song I wrote for it. Fuck you, you little whore. I can't take your shit. If there's one thing I hate, it's an uptight little disco bitch. I want to fuck your mother, you know I do, but that ain't all. I want to fuck your daddy too. Are you giving me the look? Or are you hot and you just happen to be looking at me? Are you giving me the pout? Or is that your natural expression? Are you working that cherry Tootsie Pop for my benefit? Or are you always looking strange men in the eye and sucking on that thing for dear life? Oh, sweet golden Ronette, sweet Ronnie Ronette of my dreams incarnate, I don't care if you see me looking at you in the mirror. What's that? You didn't see me in the mirror? You didn't catch my reflection in the mirror? Has no one ever told you, my love? Am I to believe you haven't seen the movie? Yes. These are plastic flowers, mi amor. I know no other kind. This is just another mashup. Yes, these are stolen lines. Yes, this is music piped into the ladies' room as you take a, excuse me, I said smooth, cool jazz. Yes, these are artificially sweetened candies, toxic candies. If I had titties, they would be silicone titties. These are polyester panties I'm wearing. And this is an electronic cigarette, a bubblegum cigar. Yes, this is me getting naked for my fans. This is me showing off my nose job, my butt job, my toe job, my liposuction, my tummy tuck, my implant, my hair plant. This is my laser vision. I'm into having my breast augmented. I mean, how can I refuse at these prices? Special, $39.99 for breast augmentation in Miami. You heard me right. Now is the time. That's only $15.93 per breast. Yes, yes, this is a parody that is destined to become the thing it parodies. It's the best I can do. Mi amor. Magdelene, Esmeralda. Okay, now you heard about the South Beach diet, right? Well, this is Dad and Dave's South Beach diet. Okay, you go to the breakfast buffet at the terrace room. It's a room, but it's not a terrace. And you stuff your faces. Now for dinner, the BK is closed. The Sultan is good for Greek, but it's too expensive. Pizza Fiore, best pizza I've had outside of New York. But then Raphael started running the 50% off pasta. A better deal than Pizza Fiore, even almost. And Barbara, our waitress, looks like Frida Kahlo, Dad says, but only prettier without the mustache. He maintained a facade of looking good, but it was just a Valentino subterfuge. Privately, to be blunt, like Oscar Wilde, Dorian Gray, he was in much pain. To love was to kill, or to be killed, but he couldn't stop himself, nor could he stop the women who loved him and thought they could better him. You can't change him, girl. He's the Spengali. You're the project. Remember? Okay, wait. I hear you. Wait, let's back it up to the bumper. Let's allow for a little confusion. Then riddle me this, sweetheart. Who's who? Who's Frankenstein? Who's the bride? Which of the two? Who's Frankenstein? Who's Igor? Who's the monster? Who's Igor? Who's the doctor? Who's the monster? Who's Dracula? Who's Renfield? Who's Bela? Who's Winona? Who bit who? Who is Barnabas? Who is Lucy Westenra? Who bit who? Let me posit. Both are made of iron. Who was the butterfly? Who was the maiden? Was Uriah from the Bible or Uriah from Dickens? Or was Uriah temperate Jethro Tull my ass? That wasn't you I saw, was it? Running, better said jogging from the devil. And don't call me sir, young lady, it turns me on. And who can explain away the bloody towels on the floor? And whatever happened to junkies? You don't hear much about them anymore. For you know what a look can mean. And a look away means the same thing. So if you want to look at her ass, look at her ass. Because I'm here to tell you, you don't get any points for looking away, Buster. Because if you look away, especially if you make a big deal about it, like you've just been burned, she's going to know you really wanted to look at her ass. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? She'll call you a fucking pervert in a language you don't understand. I mean, isn't that better than spending the rest of your life pissing and moaning? Oh, I wish I checked out that ass when I had the chance, but I didn't because I was born with a lack of cojones. I mean, I guess I'm just gay. I mean, like everybody said it was. Wait a minute. Well, leave the gays out of it, man. Gays don't have no problem checking out the butt, okay? No. And telling the story of the other poet. The poet tells his own story. It doesn't mean shit if I'm irresistible, if I ain't resistible to you. Okay, now, so the first time I come to South Beach, I write a symphony, come home painting oil. The second time, here I am writing a book of poetry. The next time, God help me, if there is a next time, I'm bringing a camera like everybody else, and if there's a time after that, I'm going to become a sculptor and work with found materials, because I question you, pretty coyote. I pose the question to you. Are you here in South Beach to deconstruct the fantasy? Or are you here in South Beach to deconstruct your life? Of course, that's a trick question. Because if you deconstruct the fantasy, you deconstruct your life. And thus I come, truly not seeking you, for I know you can't be found. All I want to see if I can still trail off of you. A glimpse, a glimmer, a shimmer, a simper, a smile, something prehistoric, like a Gidget nation, back in style. Any fragment, however broken, disfigured and minute, that once you did dance.